Now that I have my pattern markings on my wrong side of my fabric, remember you want on the wrong side, not the right side. I can't see any of that on this side. It's all on the wrong or the ugly side, back side, inside, whatever you want to call it. It's on the wrong side of my fabric. That's where I have my pattern markings. Now that I have that in place, I'm ready to get everything ready to sew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my right side, my pretty side where there's no pattern markings, and I'm going to fold it together so it's hidden. So I'll have my right sides, my two right sides together. And I'm going to line it up at the top. This piece was not cut perfectly, so at the bottom you can see right here, one's a little bit longer. That's okay. If I have anything that's a little bit longer, I want it on the bottom, not the top. So I'm going to line up my top right here, which the top is the side that has this line on it. So I'm going to line up my top here, this corner, and my dots should be right on top of each other. So if I put a pin through, let me fold this again. If I put a pin through this top dot right here, it should come through pretty close to my dot on the other side. So I can adjust if I need so that my dots are on the same, or right on top of each other. Now you can see it's on the same dot. And I want my dots to line up. I also want my line to line up. And if my piece of fabric were cut perfectly, then my brackets would line up. But I'm just going to make note of where the bracket on the shorter side is. So that's what I'll use when I sew that. But for right now, I should make sure the top is lined up and that the dots are lined up and my line is lined up. And I'm going to go ahead and pin that now. I'm going to take a pin. I put it through the fabric like this. And then it's going to go back through the fabric again. And I'm going to do this all perpendicular to the edge of my fabric. So perpendicular means that it's 90 degrees, or it's like a cross, like this. So perpendicular means like this. Cross 90 degrees from the edge of my fabric. And I'll pin all the way down this side. I don't need to pin the folded side. I just need to pin the one that has two edges of fabric. And then I'm going to pin down the bottom, which is the side that has the bracket right here. And I'm going to pin about every 2 to 3 inches. Okay, there we go. I have it pinned and folded. I'm looking at the wrong side. The right side is on the inside, so if I open this up, this is what the outside of my bag will be, but right now it's the inside. So that's the right side. Looking at the wrong side, everything is pinned with the pins perpendicular. I have my pattern markings on the wrong side, and I'm ready to move on.